just get started on a series of questions. But the first one,
I'm having a hard time hearing you.
first question, just a yes or no, if you could, so before I get into a little bit more meat. With the Nettle facility, now that the Krenel Commission has made a recommendation that we go from a go-go to a go-co, do you support their final decision, or are you going to maintain it as a government-owned, government-operated?
No, I've answered that in the past, and the answer is the same, that we will continue with the go-go arrangement.
Thank you. That gives some assurance to everyone. The earlier statement from the chairman that he was Whitfield was concerned about the direction of the department, DOE, and I share that because I think the focus has been trying to force the existing coal-fired power plants to add carbon capture and storage as an aftermarket retrofit, even though virtually every nation of the globe has turned their backs on CCS. Yes, they'll do it in research, but they're not going to force it like we are. So it seems that DOE is really hell-bent on pushing CCS. Even China and India, for example, they're not forcing CCS on their facilities, but rather they're, as you know, I assume you know, that they're building new high-efficiency coal-fired power plants instead of CCS. We recognize that energy efficiency is the best short-term solution to our emission controls, and CCS is a long-term solution to this. And the president has said as recently, back in February, he just said, what was just saying, that the carbon capture is just really expensive right now. So I don't understand why DOE continues to chase this rabbit, I think the wrong rabbit, of pushing CCS on our utilities when they should be encouraging high-efficiency facilities. Now, it's just some quick examples. Our two most efficient power plants in America, Turk in Arkansas and Longview in West Virginia, both one an ultra supercritical and the other one being just a supercritical, advanced supercritical. They're built at half the cost of Kemper. So it just kind of makes me think about what it feels like DOE is trying to retrofit, pushing in a $50,000 engine into an old car instead of just buying a new car. It's just as simple. We keep trying to make people retrofit because you've put up so many roadblocks, other people in the administration, in building new coal-fired power plants. So shouldn't the DOE switch its priorities, or what would be the problem with switching its priorities so that we would be more focused on the high efficiency, low carbon emitting, advanced supercritical and advanced supercritical plants across this country? Are we missing something? Why aren't we doing the one that's more immediate that we can get some success with?
Well, first of all, of course, I completely agree with your focus on energy efficiency as critical. That's a given. And by the way, I would say that India, you're certainly correct. That India is not pursuing CCS, but China actually.
No, I just came back from China in October, and the NEA with China said they're not going to promote CCS. We had that very clear in our meetings with them. They said it's too expensive. They're not going to do it.
Well, I'll be there in a couple of weeks, and I'll check again. But the last time we met with them, which was recently, they said the opposite. So, okay, whatever the case, in terms of our program, obviously, look, our main focus at DOE is in the kind of the technology development in R&D, D&D, and with a long-term view, preparing options for the future. We don't make, in the end, the marketplace choices. So
could we not be developing with fluidized bed combustion using calcium oxide as an additive in the formula? That's a very economical solution that other people are looking at. It's one that, with fluidized bed, you can use some pretty low-grade coal. That's one of the things that China said they were considering using it because they don't have the same quality coal that we have here in America. Now, I'm running out of time on this, so could just kind of make sure I ask it at the very end. could we get you to come to Longview and see the tremendous efficiency that's operating there without CCS and how effective they've been able to do that at half the cost of a CCS facility? Would you be willing to come
and so where is Longview? Could you?
3.5 hours away.
Is it in West Virginia?
Yes, it is. It's just maybe when you and I get to Nettle again.
What I've said is I would definitely like to get to West Virginia.
Within a stone's throw of Nettle facility there that we could go to.
Congressman, I would like to go to West Virginia, and we'll work on a itinerary.
Thank you very much. Okay. Appreciate it.
I would just add, if I may, I won't go into detail, but we do have a bunch of R&D going on that is quite relevant to higher efficiency coal plants, supercritical CO2 cycles, advanced materials that you need to go to higher temperatures and the like. And we can discuss that later.
I'm told from the people there it's just a drop in the bucket. It's more window dressing than sincere. So you and I can have more of a conversation.
We can discuss that, but we have a substantial increase in the supercritical CO2 cycle, for example.
Gentlemen's time's expired. The chair recognizes